Hello, I'm Lynn and this is my channel So Lindy Lou. I've got a slightly different kind of video for you this week because I have just arrived at So Brum, which is a charity event that's run every year, and I'm going to be walking down in a moment. I've just parked up and I'm going to be walking down to Guthrie and Ghani to have a look at all the gorgeous fabrics and patterns they have in store, and also to see their lovely window display that they have. There are lots of events going on today for So Brum. There's charity raffles, there are stalls with different makers, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what's on offer today. I will be doing some videoing if I can, and I'm also really looking forward to meeting up with some sewists that I normally meet on online socials, and I'm actually going to be meeting them in person today, so really looking forward to that. So I shall take you with me and do some recording as I wander around So Brum. So see you shortly. Hello, right, I'm back home today. It's now Sunday, the day after So Brum, and I just thought I would show you what I bought. It's going to be a super quick video this week, I've realised, because I think I only recorded about a minute's worth of footage yesterday, which is indicative of a good event, because I was busy chatting to people that I met rather than taking video footage. But I did get some shots of the shop and all of the beautiful fabrics that they have in Guthrie and Ghani. I forgot to take some of the makers market, so sorry about that, but there were some great stalls there, and I will show you some of the things I bought and tell you a bit about who was there in terms of the stalls that I visited. It was a fantastic day, and the thing that was the most lovely was meeting up with people that I'd met either online, just through chatting in Facebook groups, or Instagram, or people that I'd met on sewing socials. So you'll see the last photograph that appears just prior to this little video snippet was me and the lovely Nikki and the lovely Joe outside of Guthrie and Ghani. So we went round together for most of the day. I also met a lovely lady called Lesley. I'd not met her before. We weren't connected actually on Instagram either, so I met her through her chatting to Joe. So we had a fantastic chat, and it was lovely to meet you, Lesley. And then I saw the lovely Wendy as well, and we met a while back at another sewing event, and then I always chat with her on Instagram. She's a fantastic sewist. Her sewing is absolutely beautiful, so I often ask her questions about what she's made. So it was lovely to see you in person as well again, Wendy. So let me show you then what I bought. So I only had two things on my list, and actually I've realised one of them I haven't bought up, but I did buy a few more bits that I have got to show you. I was looking for some fabric for a shirt for my husband. It's his birthday next month, and he's got a really lovely shirt that he loves to wear on holiday, and it's just starting to wear thin. He's worn it because it does tend to be just a summer holiday type shirt, and he'd love to replace it. So I said, well, I'll see if I can find a pattern for you and recreate the top. So I've found a pattern. It's Wardrobe by Me, and it is a tunic. It's called, that's just the name of it. It doesn't have a particular name, it's just called a tunic top. And it's got buttons just down, almost like a quarter zip that you get on a woolly pullover, you know, it's just down to about there. And it's got a button placket, it's got a small collar, so it's almost like a Nero collar or a grandad collar, but a very small one. It's quite loose, which is what he wants, because with it being the summer, you don't necessarily want a tight fitting shirt. he wants it to be loose, so it's, you know, it's comfortable in the hot weather. I'll just move that off my screen. And it's got a little box pleat at the back, which you can either do in or out depending on preference, again just to give it a little bit more volume on the back. So what I was looking for was some fabric, probably sort of a cotton linen mix, and I found this lovely fabric. It's probably quite difficult to see on the screen. It almost looks like it's got a slight denim quality to it, and it's a mix of fabric that I've not heard of before. It's called Seroma or Serona, and it's got linen and viscose in, so it's got a lovely drape, which is what he wanted. He wanted something that drapes really nicely and doesn't cling. So I'm going to be making that shirt, so I'll show you a little bit about the progress on that. It's his birthday on the 10th, so I haven't got too much time to go, so I might have to put some of my own makes on hold while I make that shirt, but it should be a relatively easy make. I have made shirts for me before. Obviously this pussy bow blouse that I'm wearing again today, which has got cuffs, and it's got that sort of, I forgot what that's called. Is it called a lapped cuff, whereby it's got the binding going all the way around? So I've done things like that before. I've done plackets, and I made the Cali shirt, which has got, you know, the collar stand and a proper collar. So I've done all of those sorts of things before, so it should be relatively easy. Actually, I must give a shout out to the lovely Adam Sews. He was on So Let's Sparkle with Sam social last week, the Sparkly Social, and I was asking for tips on shirt patterns because I haven't made a man's shirt before. Adam, of course, was a wealth of knowledge because he's made lots of them for himself, so he gave me loads of tips on patterns. But when I showed them tonight, he liked the shirts, but he wanted a replica of the one he'd got with just the, you know, the short button placket. So I found the one on Wardrobe by Me, so hopefully that will come out well. The other things I bought, where shall I start? I did need, and I bought this again, so the fabric was from Guthrie and Ghani. I bought myself a new tailor's ham because I realised the one I'd got, I'd left it in the window ledge in our back room, and where it had got damp, it had gone a bit mouldy and I didn't really want to use it, so I threw it away and I got myself a new one. The bit that I didn't bring up, which I also wanted, was some red poppers, because I've just made the Astrid top, and to be honest, it's a bit gapey, well, a bit too booby for me. It's a bit low, so what I'm going to do to rescue it is just put a popper in so that it isn't too low. So I will, that make is finished, but I don't want to wear it just yet until it looks a bit indecent, because I have got a fairly big bust. So yeah, I didn't want to wear it as it is, so I will show you that when I've put the popper on it and hopefully made it look a bit more decent. Otherwise I might just have to wear a camisole underneath it if that doesn't rescue it enough. But if I made it again, it's a lovely top, really nice pattern. If I made it again, I would probably just adjust it so that it actually finishes a little bit higher up and doesn't flash quite as much cleavage as it currently does. So the other things I bought, I then went to the Makers Market, and the first thing I bought in there's a lovely lady that I follow on Instagram called Corrie. I think it is, I'm just trying to think of her Instagram name. I will add it onto the video. I thought about it beforehand and it's gone completely out of my head now, but I saw Corrie there and I always admire her make. She makes beautiful ceramics, and she makes lots of jewellery, and I've always admired these button brooches that she has. She has some lovely things. She's got scissors, ceramic scissors as necklaces as well, buttons large and small. This is the smaller size, but I could imagine this on my everyday chic denim dress. I thought that would look lovely. So I love red, as you'll probably see. In fact, all the bits that I've bought are red, which I'll show you in a moment. So yeah, so I got this lovely ceramic button brooch, so I can looking forward to wearing that. I then went through into the next room and Mimikins were there, and I bought this lovely red sewing machine. I'll just put it close to the camera. It has got some detailing on it, but because it's it's got like a mirror image on it. It's hard to see, but hopefully you can see it if I move it around. And the chain is red as well. I just hope the chain's okay. My skin's a bit funny. It doesn't like things that are not sort of sterling silver, or you know, they don't like sort of some certain metals. I think it's nickel and things like that. It makes me have a bit of a rash, so I'll try that, but I may have to change the chain on it if that gives me a problem, so we'll see. But I liked that. It's only £10. I thought that was a real bargain. Then Specky Seamstress was there, so I bought some lovely binding. I've got my denim chardon skirt that I'm going to be making, and that requires binding. So as it's denim, I just thought I'd go for some blue binding. I could of course make some, but I wanted to buy some because I love the Specky Seamstress binding, and that's the wider binding. I think that's 1.8mm binding with the measuring tape and the hearts. And then I also bought just one pack of labels, and they say on them, sewing is my superpower, made to measure, and then you are, oh, I can't see that one because they've folded over each other. There's another one, but I can't read it. You are I think it might say you are a superstar, that bottom one, but you can see the other label is over the top of it. So that was everything I bought. The other thing they did at Guthrie and Ghani, they've got an upstairs that they normally use for workshops, and I took in, what you could do is take in some me-made items that you no longer wear, or have never worn in my case, and you want to give away. And so they've got a swap, so you could take in an item and then there was a rail of clothing that you could swap it for. Or there was also the same idea with fabrics. You could there was a fabric swap and also a pattern swap. So I took in a pair of trousers that I'd made in a sewing class, and I think I might have said before, I made them. They were a pink pair of denim hero trousers, they were called, and I really liked the jetted pockets on them, so I wanted to have a go at making those, but I didn't particularly like the style of trousers. They're not a style I would wear. I'll pop a picture in so you can be reminded of what they look like. So I've given those away, and I also gave the pattern away as well, and a couple of other patterns that I no longer wanted, and I swapped it. I couldn't find a garment because some of the items didn't have sizes on, and I think quite a few of them were Lauren's clothes actually that she's made, and she's teeny tiny. I think she's a size 8 or 6 and I'm not, I'm a 12. So I got instead this lovely fabric, and the lady who had put this into the swap was standing next to me when I picked it up, and it is just a fleece back sweatshirting fabric, and she said she'd bought lots of it and she'd made lots of tops from this, lots of sweatshirts, and she said it washes and wears really well. It doesn't go bobbly, and there's 2 meters of that, and it's 1.3 meters wide, so I'll definitely be able to get another sweatshirt out of that, because I'm definitely wearing sweatshirts more and more at the moment now it's turned cold. So as you can see, I love red. What with my, oh that's the wrong way around, what with my necklace and my brooch, they were the main things that I bought for me, and obviously the labels and the binding, and then the fabric for Nigel's shirt. So it was a really good day. The stalls were great. Malvern Patterns were there, and I had a really good chat with them because I just bought a pattern on Etsy from them, and I realised they're really close to me actually. I'm in just on the edge of Stratton-Avon, if you haven't seen my videos before, and they are in Kenilworth, which is 20 minutes away from there. My daughter actually works in Kenilworth, so really handy. I can always send her in if I want some haberdashery, because they do haberdashery as well as patterns. So the pattern that I just bought, they've got a rail of sample clothing, so I was able to try on the little jacket. I didn't look up the name, but I will put it along the bottom here so you can see what it's called with a picture. But I tried it on, which was really useful because it meant that I could check the sizing. It's almost like I think they call it a Capulet. It's like a little cape, and they do a V-neck version or a round neck version. I'd probably make the V. And it just has sort of quite wide sleeves, and then a little band to do it up at the bottom. But I thought for Christmas time, when you're wanting to perhaps wear a nice fancy dress but you don't want to wear anything too warm, you might want an extra layer on, and a cardigan just doesn't cut it, does it, when you've got a fancy dress on? So, not a fancy dress, a fancy dress, a lovely dress. And so I thought that actually a little sort of cape type cover up would be really useful. The sleeves are 3/4 length, so it would be perfect, I think, for that kind of occasion. So that's going to be added onto my list once I've made my 9 items and Nigel's shirt that I already have on my list. So that was it really. So as I say, a really short video for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing So Brum. It was a brilliant event. It's the first one I'd gone to. I don't know if I said that yesterday on my video. I've been to bed since then, so I can't remember what I said. But it was a lovely event. I particularly, as I said, liked meeting people in person. There were a couple of other people that I was due to meet, but they couldn't make it in the end. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to meet them at another event. And there were quite a few of my sewing friends who couldn't make the date. They've got other things on. So perhaps we'll go together next time. But I really enjoyed it. And Nikki and Joe made it absolutely lovely. We went for lunch afterwards as well in Moseley and had a good old chat. So it was great going around shopping with them. We were helping each other to look for things, looking out for different types of fabrics, checking whether we thought the fabric they were going to buy would work for the item they were going to make. And it was just lovely. It was really nice to have some people to chat things through with. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Nikki. Lovely to meet you, Lesley, and great to see you again as well, Wendy. And also, actually, I should mention the ladies in Guthrie and Ghani. They were all so helpful. Lovely to see Lorna again. I haven't seen you for a while. Great to have a quick chat with Lauren as well. And all of the other assistants in the shop were so knowledgeable and really, really helpful. So thank you to you all. It was a fantastic day and great to be raising money for the charity. I've left my bag downstairs, but I will again just pop in the name of the charity that they were raising money for. It was a charity helping women that had had, you know, difficult circumstances. So all the funds that we raised through the raffle and the tombola are all going to that charity. So a really good cause. So that's it from me for today. I will be back again with another makes video next week. One last quick thing before I sign off for this video is I just really wanted to thank everybody for their really kind messages last week. I told you a little bit about what had been going on in our lives with losing my mother-in-law and mum in hospital. I'm really pleased to say that she's out of hospital now. I was able to take her home on Thursday, so she's feeling a little bit better. Still a long way to go, but she's definitely on the mend. So thank you for all your lovely kind messages. That really, really meant a lot to me. So hence me not doing a huge amount of sewing this week still. As I mentioned, I have made the Astrid top, and I will share that with you on the next video once it's a little more decent. So that's it from me for this week. I would love to hear your comments and feedback on the things I bought. I really enjoyed So Brum, if you haven't been able to tell already, and really looking forward to the next event I go to. I shall definitely be going to the Stitch Festival in March. I don't know whether I'll manage to get to anything else in the meantime. It depends what happens with Mum and how she is and whether I'm able to get out to anything. But I really loved having the day to focus on something different. So sewing really helps, doesn't it? I think to just make life a little bit brighter. So if you've enjoyed my video today, I'd love a little like if you're able. That certainly helps people to find it, and it's a free way of helping to spread the word about the channel, and of course to subscribe as well if you haven't already. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time, and I will catch up with you again on my next video. Bye for now.